Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, your executive producer here, and thanks for tuning in to watch or listen to whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to. In these trying times, we really do appreciate everyone that feels that we are worth their time, and we hope that we're able to give you something entertaining to while away the time as you spend it. We particularly want to thank those of you that feel like we're worth financially contributing to, particularly our $25 and up supporters on Patreon, who are Antitonic, Drevian Alexander, Cat Waterflame, Rowan Parker, and Samantha Bates. Yes, I read that off of a list. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know that in these uncertain times, finances are tough for everybody, so that you're willing to donate to us means a lot to all of us here, and we thank you. That being said, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. And we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shadow Art. I don't know what I was trying to say. I think I was trying to say Shadowrun, and that's completely not right. Star Wars, the Twilight. We're not even running a Shadowrun game. Star Wars, the Twilight Knights, episode 15. I'm John. I'm your game master for the evening. Joining me today is Craig.
Hi, I'm Craig. I'm playing a Dwarven rigger. I'm playing Crack Tulpa, the Quarren Sentinel. And I am waiting for Roll20 to load up so I can roll my dice.
Let's see if the API is working today.
It's working, but you haven't cleared the pool.
Okay, well, let me clear the pool.
And my puppy is going to town on a squeaky pig. So if you hear that when I am not muted, that's what's up.
There, Destiny pool's been cleared. While we're waiting for Craig to roll Destiny, Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and my irrational hate show is an anime known as Charlotte. I am playing Red, the person the group has not actually been introduced to, Mira Luca Seeker.
And Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. Most of my hatred is designated for Ready Player One still, and I am playing Graztatha, the Wookiee Shien expert.
Destiny rolls from Aaron and Jack.
I
rolled 2 dark side.
I got my standard 1 dark side.
Brett.
1 dark.
Start off at 4 dark side, doing great.
Hell yeah.
Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I hate lots of things, but I can't think of anything right now.
Does that mean you actually don't hate anything?
This is why we're getting the dark side.
No,
this
that's
is why we're getting all the dark side stuff.
Do you even hate, bro?
Yes.
If you can't think of anything you hate, do you really hate any of it?
That's what you hear at the Sith gym. You even hate, bro?
And I'm playing Nerys, the droid consular. And here we go. Dark side. There we go.
5 dark side. Holly, bring us home.
I am Holly. I'm playing Avazia, Juyo Berserker, pureblood Sith. I currently don't have any hate.
Which is why you tore 2 light side.
Evidenced by your 2 light side points.
Yeah, but they're gonna flip over because
Only one of them.
Only one of them.
That's true.
William.
We've got one.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm going to change the joke that we started with by saying that I'm playing a Troll Street Samurai. I'm playing a Sith Pureblood Makashi Duelist, Corsarath, and I'm going to roll Dark Side.
And Jeremy.
Hi, my name is Jeremy. I'm going to give you an excuse because I think you were trying to say Shadowfell. Or
Shadowfront?
Shadowfront?
Yeah.
Shadowfront.
Yeah.
That was my guess.
But yes, my name is Jeremy. Aqua Teen Hunger Force can kiss my skinny white fucking ass. And I am playing Ileana, Dathomirian mystic person. And oops, there.
Hey.
Well, that was a thing.
Look, 4 light, 6 dark. Is anybody above 80 or below 20?
I'm above 80.
Go ahead and flip the light side point for me.
I'm so proud of you.
Which, I'm sorry, what do I hit for that?
Just hit use
we don't
light side on
want
your
to be
character.
that extreme. We want to be in the middle.
All right. So, Star Wars Twilight Nights, Episode 15. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, here is 3,643 BBY before the Battle of Yavin, 10 years after the Treaty of Coruscant was signed. Nobody knows exactly how many Sith there are, not even the Emperor of the Sith. Unlike the Jedi Order, who keep meticulous records, the Sith are far more freeform with their recruiting and training process. If you have power, you are trained. If you survive, you are Sith. If you don't, then it never mattered in the first place. This also means that titles outside of Darth and Dark Counselor mean very little. A Sith might be referred to as an apprentice up until they murder their master and take their place, or they might be assigned some other label as their master sees fit. Many in the galaxy will try to compare the apprentice title to that of a Jedi's Padawan, but it is far from the same thing. So, last we left off, Kitty died. One of the slaves presented themselves as a drugged-up Jedi. And you guys went and killed some more slavers. So, Graz and Avasia have returned to the ship with more people in tow. Crack is currently working on converting the upper hangar, the hangar bay of the ship into living quarters. When as people are approaching, your comms all ring at the same time.
Yep.
Hello?
Hey, this is Zelda. I didn't know which one of you would be able to pick up. I'm going to need some hands. I found the armory in a med bay, and there are things you guys might want.
Oh, med bay. Yes.
Where are you?
Just come. The armory and med bay is on the same ring as the security room that we busted into earlier, so head that way.
Right.
I'll be there shortly. I need to speak to someone first.
Click.
And Graz is looking for Crack.
He's in the cargo bay. He's working on ripping down non-essential structures in the middle of the room and reinforcing the walls and making as much space as possible.
Tulpa.
Hi, Cross.
And he throws you something.
I will try to catch it.
It's a severed head.
Catch a severed head.
What kind of head is it?
Were they mostly humanoids or what, John?
This would probably be like a Rhodian.
Okay. It's a Rhodian.
Crack looks at it for a moment and looks back up and says, I don't think I can repair your saber with this, Groz.
This is what we do to slavers now.
Okay.
We loot their corpses well after everyone has been saved. She was your friend, Tulpa. If you wish to pay your respects, the lab is open.
Thank you, Cross. I'm sorry again.
This was not specifically your fault. We will, in time, move past this.
I'm sure you will, Cross.
But first, we remember her.
I don't know the way that Wookiees mark a passing, but if I can help, please let me know.
Mark her passing in your own way. That would be what she would want.
I will, Cross.
And Graz is going to go after, find where Zilda is.
Crack will hold the head for a moment, give it to one of the crabbots. That's for you.
Yes.
And will are there any cargo?
Can you have the crabbots make a mechanics difficulty 2 roll for me?
Oh boy.
Of course.
I want there to be a Crabot wearing a Rhodian head like a helm.
Oh boy.
Oh jeez.
Better.
We're going dark side this week, huh?
You noticed.
Let's see. Mechanics 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Geez. Okay. Yeah, they fail and got a lot of advantage.
Don't worry about it then.
Okay.
You'll find out later.
Oh boy.
Sure.
Where are they gonna hide it?
So, are there any more cargo loaders in the area where the ship is currently?
No, all the cargo loaders were at the the preloading areas.
Okay. Are the preloading areas between us and where we're going, or are they on the far side of it?
It's not really. It's in a different direction. It's sort of like the preloading area is still on the outer ring, which is where you're at right now. It's just further along the outer ring, whereas the security room is in the inner ring. So you have to go it's one goes this way, the other goes that way. It's not really between or away from.
Okay. Do we have Zilda's comm frequency?
Yeah.
Okay. Crack will call Zilda back and say, "Are these things we're going to be carrying, or should I bring a loader?"
Well, some of them are going to be carrying, and some of them will probably need a loader. Yes.
Right. I'll be there with a loader. And Crack looks down to how many of the Crabots are still there?
One of them.
All right. All right. Snaps, come on. And Snaps will climb up his overalls and settle on his shoulder, and Crack will head out in the direction of the cargo loaders.
Thrath sitting on the ramp as both of you pass by, looks up at Crack as he's passing by. Try to bring me something nice if you don't mind. As he just continues to just sort of idly thumb the blaster on his lap and the lightsaber in his other hand as he continues to stand guard. Well, sit guard.
Right. Actually, I think before Crack heads out, he's going to go to the lab.
Okay. Go to the lab. There is a Wookiee laying out in the middle. Did you how did you lay out Kitty, Gross?
You're muted.
Aaron, had Kitty taken the furniture and stuff out of the cabin designated lab, or would that stuff still have been in there?
The stuff is probably still there. It may have been moved to the side so that there was more space for whatever desk was in there, and the shelving to be converted into random knick-knack shelving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Kitty's corpse is laying on the bed. And the robes are sort of roughly swaddling the remains. The eyes are closed, and it's obvious that some time has been taken to sort of tidy up the corpse as much as possible. Wounds are concealed by what remains of the clothing as much as Grouse was able to manage. And some of Kitty's more naturalistic plant-based alchemy ingredients are clutched in the paws that are sort of just kind of laid across the upper torso.
Concealing are the paws concealing the massive fuck off hole?
Well, how close to the sternum was that? Where
it
did
was
that
like
fall?
right through the rib, like right through the chest, like mid chest.
So basically, that would have kind of been packed shut by whatever scraps of cloth might have been manageable, and then the paws would be on top of that.
I mean, there's also the part where I did blow up a grenade in my own face, so that also
burned and
there's still lots of
The closed casket, that's what we're saying.
Well, there's no casket, so you can't have it closed.
Sorry.
Don't ruin the joke!
Sorry.
Too late.
No, good.
Crack will walk up and stand, close the door behind him, and then walk up and stand beside Kitty for a while, just sort of looking down at her. And then we'll reach up and take off the amulet that she made him. And we'll reach down and put it over her head and sort of settle it around her neck.
Okay.
And then he will look around for her notes.
Me a investigation. Give me a
important question, Jack. Would you have taken that notebook?
Yeah, personal effects like the notebook and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Those are on Graz's person.
There probably are
they
some
have-
other notes
Mhm.
around the lab, just
Give me-
so that John knows.
give me a perception check.
The proper notebook would be on Kitty's
Difficulty 2.
Sure. You said perception?
Yeah, perception difficulty 2.
Okay. Sorry, the character sheet is. There we go.
So you do not find the notebook. It looks like most of the like proper journaling work related aren't in the room. You do find a couple of notes in Shiriwook that are just specific to alchemical ingredients and recipes, but
Need
not, like,
more
complex
this.
thing. Yeah, like need more this and this, need more that and that. But nothing in particular as relates to specifically her.
Does it look like she was in the middle of working on anything in particular?
John, do you mind if I take this?
Sure.
Yes, absolutely. There's quite a few notes alluding to a specific project. As I realize that I totally didn't open Kitty's stuff this week because she's dead.
Well, they changed the colors of the check marks and skills.
Did they?
Yes, I think. I don't remember them being blue before.
I think they were
It's
green,
Or I thought they were just like,
They're not blue on
dark
my
check
character
marks
sheets.
in a white. Okay, for some, my brain has latched on that these are different.
They are blue in mine as well.
They are
We're
very
talking
different.
about where you mark what your career skills are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not blue in mine.
They're definitively very
very blue. It's very bright.
standout blue.
Not at all on mine.
I got
That's
distracted.
interesting.
Still black on my character
So-
sheet, so
If you're looking at records of like what was in progress, which may very well there be some notes on that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna throw it to John how much of this is easy to determine, but was working on it on that custom thing we talked about, and also on reconstructing that backstory potion.
You're able to get because most of the notes aren't there, you're able to get that there were some things Kitty was working on, and that it was, and it required ingredients that Kitty did not have, and you can get some of the ingredients that Kitty didn't have, but you're not able to work out specifically what they were without Kitty's actual notebook.
Okay. I will take if they're digital, I'll take copies of them.
It's all paper. It's all just scattered
okay.
around.
Yeah.
All right. Then Crack will sort of neaten them up and organize them, and then tuck them into his satchel and say that. Hold on one second. We'll go back over to where Kitty is, and we'll say, I'll finish your projects for you if I can. I know. And he stops and says, Thank you. I always felt like you could understand me. And then he pauses for a moment and turns and leaves.
Everyone else?
I was heading out to the storeroom that where Zilda indicated he was as well.
Vasya?
Vazia was going to go find Corserath. She wanted to talk to him.
Ilyana?
I don't think Ilyana has her headset in, honestly, because of things that we talked about before.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine.
So she's just sitting there staring and probably terrifying rescuees by her general demeanor.
None of them are meeting your eyes. They're just like sort of like there's a person
Good.
here.
That's probably good.
A good
just
person
based on
not looking at.
Yeah. Staring and probably some projected emotional energy via force and things like that. Yeah, this is not a good room to be in right now.
All right. And Red is still having their blood.
All the blood replaced in my
Cycled.
body. Yep.
I have told you firmly to stay there, damn it.
All right. Avasia and Corserath. Let's start with you guys.
Where's Corserath right now?
Sitting on the ramp onto the ship, just guarding it.
Okay. Avasia will walk over and sit down next to him. We need to talk.
And looks up, looks around. Well, Ilyana is currently sitting in the hold, probably terrifying our rescuees, so.
Would you like to talk here or go to our room?
We can talk here.
And just to cut in, we're going to assume that this is happening after Crack and Neres and Graz have left.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know things have been very difficult with Kitty, but setting that aside right now, what has been going on with you?
You mean aside from standard frustration, feelings of failure and pain, and general desire to kill things beginning to well up inside? Because that's most of it.
All right. Would you like to expand on any of that? Why are you feeling like that? I mean, why are you feeling like this? 'Cause you've not been acting like yourself.
I found myself falling into a bad situation that I had no control over. My attempts to pull myself out of it ended up digging me further down. I couldn't consult the people around me without appearing weak, and I knew that I was being tailed, and so couldn't even attempt to do that, even on the way to safety. My attempts to keep everyone safe were seen as ignoring other people's opinions. My every action was met with failure. I had to rely on those far more experienced to accomplish what should have been possible on my own. And then beyond that was met with immediate assault and injury upon my attempt to enter into what I should be good at, which is fighting, if nothing else. After a while, I started to fall back on old training and old habits.
I feel like a lot of that is my fault. I shouldn't have gotten so angry at you. In fact, I should have been the one to help you resolve things. I'm grateful that Kitty did. But it should have been me I let my anger get the best of me.
That's part of what we are.
Anger?
Yes. You may have noticed, but we are Sith.
Yes. She'll smile. As for the failure part, we all make mistakes. If you continue to be hard on yourself and keep slipping into your old ways every time you make a mistake, it's only going to get worse.
I know that. The problem was I didn't see how I could have done anything better.
Honestly, I can't see another way than the course that you went. And we were able to resolve it. No one got hurt from that.
Well, I mean, except for the Imperial intelligence officers, but
We don't give a shit about them.
He doesn't matter.
Nobody we give a shit about.
no one that is important got hurt.
Yeah.
No one who mattered dies.
That's a Tuesday for her. Try to learn from the mistakes you make, and I'm always here if you need me, even if I'm angry and yelling at you.
I know. Unfortunately, I've been walking a line for so long where no mistakes are possible, and one will lead to death. So it's much easier, well, it's much harder to learn from a mistake if you're dead. And so mistakes are to be avoided at all costs.
Mistakes are part of living.
I'm aware of that. Unfortunately, they're also a part of dying.
They are. We'll try to avoid that part.
We're saying his mistakes are complex.
How are you doing now? Are you any better?
Comparatively, I think once everyone else started losing their minds, I had to focus a little bit more. We can't have everyone flying off the handle at once.
No.
One of us has to stay a little sane.
What you've got then is the Sith.
She will. Avazia will give him a hug.
Thank you.
I'm always here. And then just sit there like that for a while.
That whole exchange has a picture in my brain now of like a dude in yoga pants in man bun, like sitting in a meditative pose in a room full of corpses, going, "Now, did you all learn from your mistakes?" And one of them goes, "Yes."
Kitty's corpse raises a hand. This is a really productive day.
Anyways, Nereus and Graz meet up with Zilda first because Krak is going to get a cargo loader. Zilda looks. There's a bit of bleeding. You can tell. It looks like Zilda has taken some new injuries, and there are more bodies in the hallway. So it seems like he found some more guards that came to investigate. sort of rolls his neck a little bit. You hear popping in the shoulder and neck. Right. So med bay or armory first?
Nerees will say med bay, so
speak in the same voice. Right, this way. Leads you over to a med bay. Inside, you find 2 large Bacta tanks that are full of Bacta, as well as shelves that are mostly stocked with supplies. They're not fully stocked. Some amount of them have been used already, but there's still an amount of medical supplies in here.
Bacta tanks are big, right? That's gonna need the
cargo loader, yeah.
And as far as what supplies are here, do I think most of that can be taken and will be able to be stored in the ship, or am I gonna have to pick and choose?
Most of it should be able to. Most of it should be able to. You'll be able to actually stock your med bay.
I was gonna say, because we pretty much have a fairly vacant med bay.
Yes,
correct.
Yes, we do. It's just been me and my kit.
There are. There are. Hang on a second. Let me pull up a list here.
Oh boy.
Question, John. Considering the time period, would it be Bacta or Kolto?
It'll be. I mean, Kolto is just Bacta.
Mechanical system has Bacta.
Yeah, mechanical Bacta, but like Flavor Fleet, it's probably Kolto.
No, it's by this point Kolto has been rebranded as Bacta, because Kolto it was called Kolto 300 years before this period, but by this point it's been rebranded to Bacta.
All right.
Just wait till they bring it back as Kolto Classic.
Kolto Light. Yeah. So there are about 5 fully stocked physicians kits in here. There are about 20 stim packs. There are a few yards of synth skin. And there, in addition to the 2 Bacta tanks, there are the 2 Bacta tanks which are currently full.
Mm-hmm.
There are about 10 gallons of excess Bacta as well.
Is that enough to fill one tank?
One tank. No, one tank gets one tank only takes about 5 gallons.
Okay,
oh, really?
So we've got
Oh.
Let me double check. There's enough Bacta to refill both tanks once.
Okay.
However much volume that ends up being.
I guess you figure a lot of the tank is full of whoever is in it, right?
Yeah, I guess so. That would make sense too.
Yeah.
You don't want to get in and have it just slosh out the top every time.
Oh no!
Goddamn liquid displacement.
Yeah. Remember, Jack. Water gets displaced, or liquid gets displaced. When you get into it.
Mm-hmm.
It should. There's no real standard volume, so I'm just going to say 5 gallons of Bacta will fill up a tank when somebody
Sounds
is in
good.
it.
Yeah, that makes the math.
But basically, 2 tank refills plus
Yeah.
2 full tanks currently, right? Yep.
Correct. Yes.
Sweet.
Well, this will be very useful.
And you don't ever really have to refill a Bacta tank unless it gets damaged and starts leaking. So it's like,
Right. Just back up just in case.
Yep.
Well, this will be excellent for you, and also give Crack plenty to occupy his time.
I figured since we're
Yes.
going to be blowing this place to high hell, they didn't need it anymore, so we might as well take it.
Do you need medical assistance, Archon?
Looks down, looks back up. I'll be fine.
All right.
So yeah, medbay, and now the fun part, at least for me. He leads you over to the armory, where you find there are a number of they have more weapons and things, but that's less what he's interested in. As he leads you over towards where there are several lockers that he has opened that have suits of armor inside. Most of them seem to be Riot Armor. Though there are 2 suits of heavy battle armor as well. You guys seem to be taking a lot of hits. I figure these might help.
Are we going to assume that mechanically any of us could fit into any
Yeah,
of these?
yeah. So the Riot Armor has a defense of 0, a soak of 2, but also gives you an automatic advantage to all vigilance checks. And the Heavy Armor is defense of 1, soak of 2.
Defensive across the board, melee and range both?
Yeah, defenses across the board, both.
Interesting.
There are about 12 suits of Riot Armor and only 2 suits of Heavy Battle Armor.
Well, medic, as the person most knowledgeable about the wounds we have suffered, who would your recommendations for the Heavy Battle Armor go to?
You are usually in the thick of a fight and taking a lot of hits.
I am also sturdier than the other 2 people who are usually in the thick of the fight and taking a number of hits.
That is true. Avazia and Korsarath can decide if they want to wear that. I do not know how it interacts with their fighting styles. I am not familiar.
Can I make any sort of judgment of possibly knowing that?
You could, or you could just take them back. They're not particular. Like,
yeah,
they have an encumbrance value of 6. So they're bulky to carry, but like you can still carry them.
Okay. Yep. Graz will start pulling them out.
Also, I found this. He says twirling on his 3 fingers, twirling Red's double-bladed lightsaber in his hand. It's a bit it's a bit thicker than a normal double-bladed lightsaber is because Temple Guard pikes are badass. But
was Graz there for the description of Red's weapon? I don't think they were.
Aries was.
Okay. Really? Who does
no,
that
no,
belong
you were
to?
no, you were there because you were with Zilda.
Yep. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You would have heard it.
Oh, okay.
Zilda's reaction.
Yeah.
Roll that back then.
Yeah, you would have heard it from Zilda.
Sure. Someone will be pleased to get that back.
And also some armor, probably.
Indeed.
Grab some jumpsuits too, in case any of the slaves would like to get out of their rags. There's like
and Graz will just start making piles for whenever Crack gets there with the loader. Then
We'll say about that's the point where Crack pulls up in a loader. Unless there was a detour that Crack wanted to take between getting the loader and getting here.
No, just headed straight there.
Pulls up. All right, so Tulpa, we've got a couple things to load in, and then he'll point towards where the med bay is. Go ahead and drive over there. We've got 2 Bacta tanks to load in.
Right.
Careful, they're full of Bacta.
Crack will head over and we'll start loading stuff into the loader.
So, takes you guys a few minutes, but you load clothes, armor. There are some weapons there. They're the same kind of weapons you guys have been seeing. The riot guns. Do you take any, or
are there any grenades?
Make a perception check.
Okay, what's my difficulty?
2.
Okay.
I mean, Crack will load literally everything that is not nailed down, and that will fit. Just
Graz is busy nailing down grenades.
Fair.
Well, 2 success, 2 threat.
Yes, you find about 10 frag grenades.
Okay.
Do we have time while we're here and have immediate access to everything in the armory to try to repair Graz's saber? I forget how long repair takes.
That's just an action.
Okay. Crack will after loading things from the med bay, and starting to go over to the armory. Crack kind of looks around inside, and if Graz is in the process of nailing down the grenades, Crack
not well,
Crack,
but yes,
right. Crack will say, Girls, while we're here and have access to the material, let me fix your saber.
Graz, who is making sure the grenades are safely packed in whatever their proper materials and casing are, which I assume there's some sort of container. You
They've
don't
got
just
like
leave
it's
those
like
sort
a
of
crate
things.
with. It's in a crate with like
Right.
foam lining. Yeah.
Right,
Great
yeah.
dragon?
Literally just pulls off their saber and without even looking, just kind of tosses it over their shoulder to Crack.
Okay. It's moderate damage.
Minor.
Oh, minor.
One,
okay.
One.
Yeah,
difficulty.
Graz
okay.
used a triumph to negate that
Cool.
that other moderate damage.
And we'll say
Cool.
we'll say you can take apart some of the guns that are in the armory in order to get the materials, so you don't have to worry about the cost.
All right. Excellent. I'll use the force for this. I'll use manipulate. And
If once the medical supplies are boxed up, Nerys is going to. I do not think you need me for the rest of the packing. I would like to make
Hell yeah.
sure that Ilyana has not exploded or done something terrible, or I don't know.
That all depends on your definition of terrible.
That is.
I mean, I think I would have sensed if somebody else had died. But sure, go ahead.
There are other things you can do to someone before they die.
Typically, you sense those too.
There.
Crack is best mechanic.
Oh yeah.
So yes,
I put lots of points into it.
Crack has fully repaired your lightsaber.
Can I use the triumph for anything while I'm working on it? Can I use that to put a
I
mod in or anything?
No, not on repair.
What if I say please, John?
No.
You're
And
very
you will have
fast
said
at
please.
Probably.
Then you will have said please.
All right.
Aw.
Basically, you can use triumphs and advantages to reduce the cost of a thing.
Crack, you put it's
But-
free already. Crack puts a nice little buff and sheen on it before he gives
Okay.
it. Actually,
Crack magics some wood varnish out of somewhere and manages somehow to.
is there? Let's
Polish that
see.
up right now.
Is there anything? I'll ask Aaron this. Is there anything that Kitty habitually wears that's sort of emblematic, or that has a specific insignia or something like that?
Aside from, I think Kitty generally wears the Twilight Night colors. Yes, there's a feather in the hair. That's the exact feather does change a fair bit, but Kitty almost always has in her head hair a feather.
And the handle of Graz's saber is wood, right?
It's got like wood paneling on it. Yes,
I
I believe.
in
We'll
the process
confirm
of
those in it.
repairing the saber, Crack will get Graz's attention. And without saying anything, we'll simply point to a sketch that he was in the middle of making on the drafting table that he's been using to repair it, of kind of a stylized feather. And we'll just point to it and to, I guess, I'm blanking on the word for the tool, but a wood engraving thing. That's not what they're called, but that burns things into wood or carves things out of wood.
Yeah.
And we'll just look questioningly at Graz.
Graz will just stare directly at the drawing and pause for a little longer than would be normal, and then there's just a jerk nod, and they go back to packing stuff.
Okay. And then, so as part of the repair, Crack will engrave that into the handle, and then Kitty's fur was almost like a blonde, right?
It was the same color as Graz's, whatever that was.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
a light brown blondish.
Yeah, kind of tawny
Okay.
blonde.
If there's a metal like a light brass or anything that is sort of approximate to that color, he will actually use that to fill in the engraving. so
Yeah,
that
you
it
can do
is
that.
smooth to the touch and even with the flush with the level of the rest of it, but has that engraved. And
you can
and then
absolutely
set
do
into
that.
it. Okay, and then
We'll
we'll
say the
return
phrase,
that
spend
to
the triumph on.
we'll return that to Graz without saying anything, and we'll go back to loading things.
So it'll take you guys a little bit to get everything back to the ship. There he is. You get back. The Avasia and Corserath sitting on the ramp.
Yep. Go past them. It's like a nod if you're done talking. Otherwise, just ignoring that conversation because I don't want to get into that. Go down to where I had found Ilyana before.
Ilyana is still there. Open the door. There's a little bit of a startled jump from the people inside.
He is sitting on sitting on something, just sort of staring at him. Hey,
There are chairs. It's one of the bedrooms, so there's chairs.
yeah.
Ilyana, do you want fresh air?
Is the air in here bad?
It is close, and you are staring.
That's
I think a change might be good.
I mean,
You have not moved from when I last saw you.
that's not true. You just haven't seen my movements. I
That
look at
is
them.
true.
I've moved, right?
Whatever you say.
Ilyana has mastered the art of staying so still they become invisible.
Yeah.
Only to Drax.
Yeah.
More
Why?
to the point,
What
I think you might be making our guests nervous.
do we care?
Yes. Kitty cared.
That's complicated.
Yes, that is why I think we should talk about it. Not here, though. These people have been through enough.
I'm not doing anything.
No. But in the future, and I cannot, you might.
Sorry, you cut out for part of that.
Oh, sorry. But in the future, which you can see and I cannot, you might.
I mean, in the future, it doesn't matter. They're all dead.
Yes.
Far enough.
The room stiffens noticeably.
Not now, not tomorrow, eventually.
Let us go. I will put my hand on your arm and try and steer you out.
Fine.
I'm glad I played Ilyana correctly last week.
Go. I think can't go up to the med bay. That's a bad idea. Don't even want to go past it at this
what
point.
Are you talking about?
Why?
I'm not saying that out loud.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
thinking that.
That's why I responded.
I think actually probably
character
going
interact with things. No, totally do
Yeah.
your thing.
Probably going. The hangar is kind of being prepared for things we don't know when people. Well, no, I just went and saw. So that's not going to happen for a little bit. Probably going into the hangar.
Requires you to go into the docking bay or into the hangar of the ship. Going to the hangar of the ship does require you to go past the med bay.
It does?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Sorry, I think I was confused where we were.
You are currently
just outside.
Down here. Not in Crack's room, but actually down here.
Okay, then just going outside.
Okay, so docking bay. Past course rather than Avasia again.
Okay, we're here. Now what? The air isn't any better here.
No, it is much the same.
So,
So, how are you doing? I
I'm
am
fine.
your doctor.
Yeah. Oh, well, I do have a little bit from. Still has wounds, so
Right.
I've got a little, but it'll heal. Unless
Will
our,
it-
back to tank.
I don't think we're getting into a fight anytime soon.
I do not know. We might.
I don't think so.
That
I
is
don't know.
why
It's a
I'm
little
addressing.
blurry right now.
Right. Well, let me take care of one problem. I'm gonna do a medicine check.
All right, do a medicine check.
What's your wounds right now?
I think like 3 wounds, 5 strain.
Okay. Out of how many? Are you below
3 out
or
of
above
12.
half? Okay.
I'm. If I only have a threshold of 6,
Okay.
I should not be going out on missions.
3 out of 12. So I think that makes it just a difficulty 1, right? Pretty sure for wounds. Medical check. Half or less of wound threshold. Yeah.
Is it possible to
Easy.
have those as a player?
I'm sure after enough debilitating things happen to you.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think if there's any race that starts with wound threshold of less
No,
than
no.
9 plus brawn.
I don't think so.
So
Yeah,
you
I
heal.
think that's probably NPCs or the
all of the for medicine
Yep.
checks. All of the successes count, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yes.
5. So you heal 6 wounds and 3 strain.
Okay. That was handy.
You're welcome.
Cool. Well, I didn't say thank you yet, but thank you. It's almost like you knew I was going to. Do you have any future scene? Never mind.
No, I do not. You actually can't see me right now. I've tamped down everything again.
Oh, well, that's that. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I maybe should have mentioned that.
Yeah, that's relevant. That's relevant. So, like staring
That's
off in
where
a
it's been-
random
No,
direction.
I should. You can see Nere's. Just Nere's
Right.
force
You
power is
can't-
suppressed at the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're looking with the force, you can't see near.
Staring
Yes.
vaguely in that direction. Then.
I'm used to it at this
Yeah.
point. Nere's assume, unless told otherwise, that Nere's is tamping down their force powers at this
Fair.
point because they're doing it all the time
There.
because reasons.
Okay. That needed to be done out here.
No, but this does. How are you emotionally?
I'm fine.
Right, because you were staring off into the middle distance for several hours.
Yes.
And we just saw one of our crewmates die.
Yep.
Well, dead.
It's fine. I got over that.
Is it? Did you?
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
like to make insight checks.
Go ahead.
I'm good at those.
That'll be a cool check.
Okay.
Difficulty 2.
All right.
Liana, if you'd like, you can make a persuasion check. Because true.
Yep.
Also difficulty 2.
You mean charm because there is no persuasion?
Right, charm. Right, yeah. Systems. I am running
There's
so many.
yeah, there's a lot of
difficulty.
Right.
2.
You upgraded difficulty by 1.
Okay.
Oh, is somebody making a wits and empathy roll?
Okay. I'm not convincing, but it's true.
Yeah, you're not
Okay.
convincing, but yes, it's true.
Right. Good. I wanted to make sure.
I got over this like a day ago.
Right. So why were you hiding down in the hold? even
saw-
after being informed that everything was all right?
2 things.
Yes.
1, there's getting over it, and then there's getting over it.
Yes.
And 2, well, just because we rescued those people doesn't mean that that they're not going to try and fuck us.
That is a very cynical view.
No, it's a careful view because, listen, I knew of someone once who had kept people like that and had somebody positioned in there to keep an eye on things, handle potential revolts, things like that. We don't know if one of them was one of those. So I was just waiting to make sure.
All right.
I mean, they're not dead yet, I don't think. I don't know. We've been out of there for a little while.
Zilda says you usually sense something, a death that big. Did you sense Kitty dying?
That's a complex question. Actually, it's a simple question. It's a complex answer. Words matter. Yes. Let's just say yes.
All right. Well, are you planning on going back and continuing your staring contest?
Honestly, probably not. I was getting kind of bored.
Good, because I was going to suggest that you not do that.
Okay. That's not surprising.
Good.
You like to ruin lots of people's fun.
No. I am glad that you are self-aware enough to realize your effect on other people.
Did you think I didn't?
I was not sure. I do not know you all very well. At all.
I mean, no, that's fair to say. I mean, I realize that frankly, anybody on this ship is the last person to talk, but maybe if you opened up a little, that might be more possible.
Possibly. I think that new start may have to be delayed slightly. One of our visitors, I told you this already, but I do not know how much you comprehended.
I wasn't
You
really
just
paying
nodded at me.
attention. I wasn't paying attention, to be
Yes.
honest. It's fine. Anyways, go ahead.
Was waiting for someone to rescue them and had previously been a Jedi Padawan.
Hey.
Zir are currently being treated in the medical bay for large amounts of spice that would have killed someone else.
Mm-hmm. But didn't them?
No.
Okay.
So we have another force sensitive. I would very much like for us next to return to the Iron Cutter and get this red-haired person acquainted with our order.
I mean,
and what
don't
it
you
means.
think? Don't you think the first thing we should do is make sure that there's any reason whatsoever to trust them? Did you not hear anything that I said 30 seconds ago about plants? Good.
Yes. However, I did not detect any deception from this person. I am decent at that.
Okay.
Also, there is the matter of calculated risks. I, at one point, was rescued by the Twilight Order and brought into the main bastion of our group.
Mm-hmm.
I might have been a plant.
Look, I realize this is not what you're supposed to say to people, but you are a special flower. I
And
realize
I was thinking you were getting ready to say, you are definitely a plant.
I mean, a flower is a plant. So
Yeah, I was just gonna say, not
That's
mutually
true.
exclusive.
Exactly.
And I realized that you didn't detect any deception off the fourth using person who might have a way to hide that.
Who was very out of it. In my medical opinion, I do not think they were capable
Of
at the
something
time.
that is generally that is often a self-administered drug. Okay, cool.
Also, there are more of us. And we are better armed.
Awesome.
Oh my
This
God,
will
can
go-
we please cut
This
to a
will go
different scene real
so
quick?
good. Sorry, yes.
So, on
I'm
the
good
way
there.
back,
Okay. So Graz, as they're walking up, I assume can see Avazia and Corsoreth outside.
yep, there's a hand really quickly on your shoulder from Zilda.
Yes.
Don't give it back unless A, you trust them, or B, you know you can kill them.
Fair enough.
Did we all ride back together, or did Zilda and Graz go back separately?
I imagine that they're sort of walking alongside the cargo loader.
Okay.
And Graz will step up to the Sith purebloods.
Back, Graz.
We brought some things, armor, that you both should look at. If it doesn't interfere with your maneuverability and assault tactics, it might be helpful.
I can wear just about anything that will let me still move. As it turns out, most of my fighting is in your head.
Speaking of which, I know that you're well trained against individuals who wield our type of weaponry. Any issue against those whose blades have two ends?
Almost none.
Good.
A fight in close quarters is where I excel. If you're referring to our friend in the med bay, I have considered the possibility of having to put them down, yes.
Excellent. I'm going to speak with them now. Give me at least 3 or 4 minutes.
That should be enough time to put this armor on.
So,
And Graz is headed to the med bay.
so which kind of armor are you wanting to put on, William?
Heavy battle armor.
All right, so yeah, that'll be 1 defense, 2 soap. Avasia, would you like the heavy battle armor or the riot armor?
I'll take the right armor.
Right, Riot Armor is no defense, 2 soak, and you get a automatic advantage on all vigilance checks. On your character sheet, where you go general skills, little modifiers box on the right hand side of your vigilance skill, you put 1A, and it'll automatically add an whenever you make a vigilance.
Where am I putting 1A? Sorry.
So when you're looking at your skills, if you look from left to right, there's the name, then the career check, then the rank, then the dice, then an empty box. In that empty box.
Okay. I'm putting
1A.
1A.
Yep.
Okay.
The Riot Gear is basically just chest armor, shoulders, and bracers, and so it sort of meshes fairly easily into your robes. The heavy battle armor is a full suit that can be enclosed. It has a helmet as well, so you can figure out how you want to integrate that into your look. But it's actually like,
I think it basically turns into Corsair's look, but actually functional armor rather than just cosmetic armor.
means we still have 11 riot suits and 1 heavy. Anyways, Ross.
I believe there's no layering armor in the system, correct?
No, you just whatever's the best.
Yeah, so I will just go ahead and take the heavy clothing that I have and put it in the Sith room for storage.
So Graz will just head straight to the med bay and see who's in there.
As you open the door, Red seems to sit up very suddenly. Was probably asleep before you came in, but the door opening seems to have completely changed that.
And also, as you enter, there's a beep, and the machine shuts off.
Okay.
Red, you are feeling, now that this machine's off, much better.
Yeah.
Hello, what's your name?
Red. What would yours be?
You can call me Graz. How are you feeling?
Better. I can focus better.
Would it be a roll to get Red unhooked from the machine? Or does it like do the sci-fi tech? Oh, it's done. Click, everything opens up.
Yeah. Let's say it opens up on its own.
Yeah.
Do you need a hand up?
They're a little
We'll
back.
Stand up off.
A little back to
I'm
patch
fine.
on Red's arm.
Yeah.
Okay. What would the role be for Graz to try and sort of estimate Red's combat capabilities just from seeing them probably stand up, just from seeing Zer stand up and walk across the room maybe a little bit?
Leadership. Difficulty 2.
Do I get a deception on that, or is that a passive roll?
That'd be a passive roll.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna use a light side point.
This is just based on like I am observing you as you move naturally. It's not really something you can deceive against.
Yeah.
One
Difficulty
failure,
for
but
Graz is I might be feeling a lot better, but there's no muscle anymore at this point in some way.
Yeah, so like
right.
it's this person is very weak right now physically, so that it's hard to gauge their combat capabilities at the moment.
Right. So yeah, failure, but for advantage. So I don't know if those advantage by me anything, but
no, not really.
Okay. I have something of yours actually, and Graz will extend the hand with the lightsaber in it.
Ed will reach out and take it. There is like the fumbling of someone who's very used to being blind. If you've ever had a blind friend grab something, like it's not hard, but it does take a moment longer than you might anticipate.
Right. Yeah. They have to find the arm, then the end of the arm, then the thing, rather than just going straight.
But
for
it's
the
like that one motion of daily life. Yeah.
Boop.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Easy enough. Yeah.
Fix it.
And there's going to be Sith incoming at some point. If you're planning on helping out, you'll probably need that.
Yeah.
He says as a Sith walks up the stairs.
Oh, it's been
I meant
maybe a
Corsairath
minute.
first, actually.
Yeah. Crack at some point comes trundling in with a load of stuff for the med bay, drops it off unless interrupted, and then leaves to go back and get more.
Sorry, where were we, everyone? I lost my train of thought.
So, if you're willing to help out, I'm sure we could use the extra hands.
Yeah. Yeah, I can fight.
Excellent. Will you need more recovery time?
If you've got food, that'd help.
Food is something we should always be looking for. Follow me.
Follows to
And Graz is going to look for snacks.
Food in the lounge.
All right.
I wanted.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Go ahead. No, it's open season now.
Yeah.
Okay. Nariz needed to find Crack because I am very injured as well, and I can't heal myself right now.
Crack is offloading the supplies.
Yeah, Crack is pretty easy to find. He's somewhere between the loading, the cargo door and the med bay, just moving back and forth.
When you finish with that, I require repairs.
Oh, yes, of course. Here. And he keeps walking with whatever is currently in his hands, drops it off in the med bay, and then walks. Where's the? What did we say? The sort of, I guess it's the engine room that
Engineering.
Yeah. So we'll then walk down, past the airlocks and the lounge towards the engine rooms.
Okay.
While you're there,
Right.
you're like, I could probably install an oil bath.
Yes. It would work like a back to tank. Our new party member is not aware of what I am yet. I would like to keep it that way for now.
Of course. And Crack will start repairing Nariz unless
check.
Nariz says anything else. Difficulty?
Did you get her notebook?
I'm sorry, that was in character from Nariz?
Yes.
No.
What's your state of health currently?
I've got 8 wounds out of 11, so that is more than half.
All right, so that'd be 2 difficulty.
Okay. Use the force on this as well.
Was that from getting run into by the loader?
Yes.
Okay.
That was all that. I hadn't gotten injured before.
Yeah. I mean, the loader did do 20 damage to him. So.
Yep.
Let's see. I think I have something that helps me out with repairing you. I might be confusing this with my mechanic character from Edge of the Empire. It does, for the purposes of repair rolls, do droids count in the same way as repairing wounds on starships or vehicles?
They are distinctly different mechanically.
I think you need specifically the droid droid mechanic specialty job, which I don't have.
Okay.
Yeah, they're counted.
Okay.
They're distinctly different, both in universe and mechanically, because they can be player characters.
Yeah. Okay, so I will swap a light side point to get that extra success.
Okay.
That's
So
3 wounds?
I think so.
Yeah, that's how medical checks work.
Yeah.
Whoop. Thank you.
We'll need to do more work.
Yeah, and that doesn't heal my critical injury.
No.
'Cause there were no advantages. Okay.
No, but Crack could make a separate mechanics check to work on your injury, though.
I will go ahead and do that.
What's
Sure.
the difficulty of your critical injury?
Is that the number?
It-
You look
Oh
at
wait,
should have a
no, it's
difficulty
got
next
that.
to
It's 2.
Yeah.
2. Sorry, I just see it.
Yeah.
I was confused about where that was.
Diff 2.
Hey.
So 2 successes.
So yeah. So yes, you also heal that critical injury.
Yay! Thank you.
So you take a few minutes and weld on some patches and apply some additional things. You imagine that there's probably a repair depot somewhere in this building that might have more droid repairing equipment, similar to the med bay and the armory, just that
hmm
Zelda didn't pass by them when he was going looking for Red's lightsaber, so he didn't say anything. But
Yeah. So beyond the one comment that Nerys made, it's just they're just quiet while you're working on stuff.
Yeah, he is not talking, which
Uh-huh.
probably has never happened before.
Oh yeah, no. And so kind of toward the end of that, Nerys is just going to go, I am not familiar with this type of loss, but you start to get used to the whole.
Crack just sort of looks up at Nerys and then goes back to the repair that he's working on and says, I'm not familiar with it either.
There may be more. There will be more.
Maybe.
Will be. It is what happens when you get attached to someone and everyone dies.
There's probably another location with more repair facilities. I'll try to locate it once I'm done clearing out the cargo loader.
Have you said hello to our new party member yet?
No.
I would recommend it sooner rather than later.
Very well. And
Also,
we're
you
done.
need sleep. Okay.
I think Nerys already made a healing roll on Crack. Crack is still pretty badly wounded.
Okay.
I know Nerys tried to heal the critical injury and failed.
Okay, yeah. I think
that's what the back to take.
yes.
Knock him out, shove him in a back to take.
Yeah. I think so critical injuries are ones where I can only try it once per critical injury, but for wounds I thought it was like once per encounter.
Yeah,
so if
once
this
per-
counts as a separate
per
encounter, can I
encounter.
try that?
Yeah, you can try one more time.
Okay.
This Ouroboros of healing when Crack is leaning
What's
over and
your
doing some welding.
are you above half your wounds?
I'm above half, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, while
I
we're in
love
this
I
roll-
love
Well, that's now the third pronunciation of Ouroboros that I've heard in my life.
I love the image of the Quarren with a welding torch working on the droid while the droid with a suture is working on the Quarren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I
We
love
need
the
a
fact-
stylized version of that for our med bay.
I love the fact that no one can agree on how to pronounce Ouroboros.
Three
Whether it's
wounds.
Ouroboros
Well,
or
it's
Ouroboros.
War strain.
Greek. So there is a canonical pronunciation. It's just that English is weird about words we've imported.
Also, that's the fourth pronunciation I've heard. I think you've heard I think you've heard another one as well, because I know you played a video game where someone said Ouroboros.
Ouroboros. That I feel like is just a mispronunciation. That's not a different
dank
pronunciation.
Ouroboros.
That's just wrong.
It is officially pronounced Ouroboros. That said, that's not how I pronounce it.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been a real Irby Burby.
Did you get how many healed?
Yes, two
Nope.
wounds? No,
Three,
four,
three
right?
wounds, 4 strain.
Okay,
I get extra ones because I have stuff.
excellent.
Use
Okay.
Cual.
And Strain would have healed by now from the fight encounter, or no?
You haven't had a chance to rest.
Okay, all right.
Strain heals when you rest.
So you said
It
4
also heals
strain?
over time.
Yep, 4 strain, 3 wounds.
Okay, all right. So I'm back under
Wait, you
half
have
on
the
both of
talent.
those at least.
Cool. That's good.
Orsorath could use that healing.
Okay.
Corserath, you are watching them carry a back to tank into the ship.
Yeah, I know. I know.
How long does a back to take though? Is the question?
Every
'Cause I think
hour,
we're
A
all
while.
every 2 hours, you heal a wound. In a back
Okay,
to tank.
yeah, because I
Yeah,
think we're slightly worried about the Sith coming imminently,
Yeah,
possibly.
it
So-
takes a while to heal up with a back to
The
tank.
information
We
that
are
you
all
had
terrible
was
patients.
Within 2 days, the Sith ship would be arriving.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Probably have a little bit of time to rest.
it would
Okay.
take 16 hours to heal all of my wounds in that back to tank.
Yes. So Nerys will come out. Does anyone else need healing? Anyone?
I could use that medical attention, yes.
Right. Oh, come over. Try that again. Here we go. What's your? Are you above half?
I am way over half, yes.
Okay, but you're not above your maximum.
And it's
No,
okay.
I am an 8 of 13.
It's okay because lightsabers ignore your armor anyway, so you'll just get it all back.
Beautiful. Okay, what does advantage get me on things? That's a good question. Can I use that to heal a critical?
Look.
I don't have a critical injury, so.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, you can't then.
I was gonna be very excited. So you get at the very least
Yeah, William,
3
your
wounds,
William,
4
your
strain.
microphone quality is very staticky,
Yeah.
like it's half unplugged.
So 3 wounds, 4 strain, and then something with the triumph.
Is that at
happens.
all better?
Yes.
Yeah.
All I did
And
was
Ooh!
I can unmute it.
ow!
Yeah,
And
that was very
Ow,
high pitched.
Mother.
it went away. In addition
That
to
thing
going
that you
away, it
just
also
did?
spiked.
Don't do that.
Never do it again. Or I will figure out how to force choke people through the internet.
Yeah, you-
Sorry. I didn't mean to derail.
Literally, all I did there was mute and unmute. So what I just did now was turn the input volume down.
Now, what that was that was the reconnection that you're using. You're using the mic through the soundboard, aren't you?
Soundboard isn't on.
Oh, what mic are you using?
I'm using the webcam mic.
That's a shitty mic. Wow, that
Well,
hurt.
You know what I can do? I can use that to heal one
You just
strain.
audio
do I have any
spiked our
strain?
brains.
Nope, never mind. I don't have any strain. I could do that.
You know, you cannot. There's that you can
Mine's
use.
like- I have 2 strain.
In addition to giving you that that extra success, you can use a triumph as an advantage. Well, you can really with
Okay,
triumphs on medicine check.
right. So you get another strain healed.
And we'll take all of my strain being healed. And how many wounds does that heal?
3.
Good. That brings me down to 5 wounds. which is enough for a stim pack if I have one somewhere. I think I gave my last one to healing crack.
We've got 20 on board.
We've
now.
got 20
there are a
more
lot
now.
more now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will take one of those stim packs.
I will warn though that the
I have 19 stim packs. Actually, I'm going to take 4 of those from my inventory. We have 15 stim packs.
all right. I'm going to pick up some of the riot armor,
Okay.
and I guess Nerys is gonna give up their fancy giant billowy cloak of awesomeness. I'm very sad about this.
You can still wear it. It just doesn't stack.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. So I become slightly lighter.
Anybody else putting on armor?
Graz is gonna take one of those heavy battle armors
Okay,
since
so the other one.
Next, I want
Avazia
to.
decided not to.
Next, I want to strap pillows to myself, and eventually, I'll just be a marshmallow.
I was gonna say,
My-
Katamari
Uh,
medic droid.
Red, in addition to red, there are clothes provided, so you can change out of the rags you've been wearing. Which are
Yeah,
not necessarily
definitely
armor,
doing
but
that.
clothes. It's the same kind of jumpsuit that the security guards have been wearing. Not armored. This jumpsuit with armor. So it's just black with gold trim.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Does anybody else want a set of riot armor?
bulky for me. Oh wait, no,
You're
the
already-
riot
you're
armor.
already wearing
Never mind.
one.
I'm good. I'm good.
Riot
Never
armor-
mind.
By the
know
way,
what's happening.
because it does matter, the riot armor is encumbrance. Where? Encumbrance 4 with 1 hard point.
Ugh.
And worth noting that when you're wearing armor, its encumbrance is reduced by 3.
Is it reduced by 3?
Yeah, it's by 3 specifically.
Heavy battle armor's encumbrance is 6 with 4 hard points.
Mhm.
Is that
So
the heavy's all taken? The riot is what's left, right?
Correct.
you,
Would anyone suggest that Crack take some? Because he's not.
Oh
in a
yeah,
headspace
no.
to give it himself.
Graz is going around basically saying, "Armor, get some armor, get some armor."
If Graz tells Crack to put it on, he will put it on.
Yeah. So you get so again, riot armor, 0 defense, 2 soak, 4 encumbrance, 1 hard point, and you get an automatic advantage to vigilance check.
Okay.
ugh.
Um,
But apparently, while you're wearing it, that encumbrance is reduced by 3. I'm going to double check that, but not right now.
Does the system do?
You know
that
what page that's on,
you
William?
put in 1A.
It is
Yeah, 1A is in the modifier.
page 178.
of the core rules.
Yeah, page 178, Force and Destiny core rules at the very bottom of the page, encumbrance.
Do we also need to add that 1A for where it rolls initiative as well, or if we put it in regular skills, does it automatically?
It should automatically roll. We'll test it at some point.
Okay,
Should still automatically roll because that pulls from your.
cool.
and if Crack is still in the sort of silent, vaguely shell-shocked, when Graz tells him to put on the armor, there's kind of a heavy hand on the shoulder to sort of shake Crack a little bit. Tulpa, look at me.
Yes, girls. And he's focused. He's not
Okay.
out of it.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like he's in shock. He's just not really talking much.
We recovered some droids, yes? Extra parts, that sort of
Yes.
thing.
3, 1 mostly intact, 2 mostly destroyed.
Something to consider, maybe their Cortosis components might be able to be applied to some of these armor suits.
Yes. I have some thoughts.
Excellent.
Girls, are we alone at this point?
I'll assume so.
I mean,
Gross.
unless you're in the kitchen or wherever, because Red would have let you go.
Red is currently Shonen protagonisting some food.
I mean, not really. More like just eating like a normal person, but you know.
Groz, Kitty had projects she was working on. You suggested I honor her in my own way, and I'd like to finish what she was working on.
You're planning to pursue the alchemist path.
To the extent that at least her unfinished work can be completed, but I don't know the specifics of her final projects. Would it be possible for me to see her notebook?
There's a pause there. I'll get you the information you need.
I will leave it untouched. Whatever you can share with me, I will review and return to you.
Next day or so, then.
Thank you, girls. And he will turn, unless Grass stops him, and drop off whatever he was carrying at that point, and go, I guess, look in the med bay, which is empty now, correct?
Full now.
But empty of people.
Empty of people.
Yes, empty of people.
And then we'll, I guess, poke around until eventually finding Red in the galley.
And Graz goes off to find that stuff around the hangars that we talked about, John.
Yeah. Don't need a minute. You need to make a roll. There's enough stuff that you can mock it up fairly easily.
Okay.
So a squat, broadly built Kraken, or Quarren, pokes his head into the. Is it the galley? Where is Red?
I mean the lounge.
Okay.
Probably meal room lounge area.
Okay.
At the moment.
So it pokes into the
yeah, as you walk in, Red sort of stops eating, pushes the food away, and head generally inclines in that direction, though Zer's face is entirely covered by hair.
Pronouns are Z and Zer.
Zer, yeah.
So Z would hear Craig's voice say, "Nobody's told me to say hello."
Hello. You were one of the ones who was. Maybe you were all there. Hi, I'm Red. I'm mostly not out of it anymore. Seems that we'll be fighting alongside each other for the moment.
I'm Crack Telpa. I'm trying to fix things.
Mechanic or medic?
Mechanic.
Well, sorry, Jeremy.
Sorry, it was the Law and Order. In
I
the
know
background.
that sting at
completely
the end of the
fucked me up.
statement.
Sorry.
Somebody is watching Law and Order. I don't know who.
it's in my
Nothing
house.
to do with anybody. It was
it's
simply that, and I tried to keep it together, and I could not.
The only way it could have been better would be mechanic. Dun dun.
Yeah. Anyways, Red will. Well, in that case, you're the person to direct requests towards. If you need someone to pilot, I'm good, but I'm much better with the proper modifications.
Tell me what they are. I'll work on them.
And Red will enumerate if Crack has ever worked with a Miraluka before, fairly standard. I just need the scanners to display things and the flat, like you know,
I mean, Crack might not have ever worked on the Mariluka, but they are hardly the only people who are blind and also pilots in the galaxy.
Yeah.
So, Crack, you're actually fairly. As soon as Red starts listing off things, you know all the modifications you need to make, and it's
Okay.
not even a thing that requires a roll. It's mostly just setting alterations.
Okay.
It's like switching into a different mode on your computer, which is honestly what you have to do when you can't see.
When Red has finished, Crack doesn't ask any questions, and when Red has finished running through the list, he says, "I'll make sure it's taken care of as soon as I'm finished unloading."
Thanks.
And Crack will turn and go back to, I guess, the armory cart at the. Or, I mean, everything was in the cargo loader.
You've pretty much unloaded the cargo loader now. By this point.
Are Korsarath and Abasi still outside? Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. As Crack's away, once he's out of earshot. Good. No yelling. Didn't fuck that one up. That's 1 or 2 okays. That's fine.
But yes, Korsarath and Avasi are probably still out on the ramp.
Where also Ilyana is hanging out.
Not on the ramp, because I don't think we
No.
were actually having that
No, not on the ramp, but
conversation,
outside the
like
ship.
right
out
in
back.
front of the two.
No. Out back.
Did they
around
take it? Did they take anything other than the armor?
No, Korsarath didn't anyway.
Avasi didn't.
And the stim packs, but yeah.
Okay. Do I need to make another trip, or could I have gotten the pile of guns and other armaments that we had been amassing as we were clearing out the base?
Yes, you already was on the ship.
Okay.
That's what you're
so to Korsarath and Avasia, Crack will say, you saw what we brought back. Did you find anything?
Well, the armor was nice.
It will be helpful.
We don't have an established armory in the ship currently. Is that correct?
No. That is that.
Okay.
Yes, that is correct. No, you do not have an armory.
Okay. The room across from Crack is currently empty. Yes. Okay. Crack says,
there is a room set aside to be an armary.
Oh,
What I
okay.
say, right next to
It's right next to the room that's right across from Crack.
Oh, okay, fair. All right. Crack says, well, I'll be putting the armaments in the designated space. If there's anything that you need or anything that you need modified, it'll be there.
Perfect. I think as the duelist of this group, the person who is most likely to be handling any individuals with lightsabers up front and very close in, especially since we're likely to run into some of those soonish, if you could potentially work on any of that cortosis armor from those droids, I'd appreciate it on this armor.
Very good.
Makes 2.
Make me a mechanics check. Make me a check using your mechanics skill and your intellect. Right. Difficulty 4 upgraded once.
Okay.
I marked out the armory for you, John, if you want to put that on the map later.
It's on the combat tab. I don't want to shoot you for asking the question. And this is just checking my knowledge, so I can't use manipulate, correct?
Correct. Yeah, this is just your knowledge. So
no, failure and
you
advantage.
have no idea how to work cortosis. You know that if you try to take a plasma torch to cortosis, it'll short out the plasma torch. There is a method. You know there's a method because people use cortosis in making things time, but you have no idea what that method is, and you have no idea how you would take the cortosis out of these droids at the moment.
Okay. Then Crack will say, it will need to wait until after the next engagement that we are expecting.
Just keep it in mind.
Pretty certain you could probably learn how to do it on the core worlds, or on any world that has a ending, like any fighting, in like Alderaan, Droman, Kos, any number of planets that have us and that have their own standing army. Probably have someone there that knows how to do it.
Anywhere they need to make cortosis weave anything.
Yeah, basically.
There's that knowledge, and then there's also in Crack's head the certainty that Archon Cual will know how to do it, because Archon Cual knows everything. And we'll go and make the modifications to the Shio that Red had requested.
Mhm.
I don't know how long that takes, but we'll do that
minutes.
for until either until something bad happens or until he is finished, at which point he will go back, assuming everything from the cargo loader is stowed away, and we'll begin working on finishing the repurposing of the hangar.
You had mentioned it
with
earlier,
the-
but it might have gotten lost. Did you want to go look for a repair bay?
I think, yeah. I'll make the modifications to the ship so that Red can pilot it, and then we'll look at the plans that I downloaded previously and see if I can locate where the repair bay is.
All right. So we will take a quick break.
Okay.
Run some commercials and pick back up. Pick back up with what happens after Crack finds the repair bay.
When Crack is ambushed and dies.
That's. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Please enjoy these commercials. And we're back with not enough magnets. Crack's going to find the repair
How do they
bay.
work?
Who's going with Crack?
You. I
Liana?
just walk up and just hop in.
Yeah.
Yep. Crack slows down if it was already moving enough to let you do so, and then it starts
No,
moving.
I feel like you got there, you were getting ready to start it up, and you looked over, and I was sitting there.
I feel okay. I totally out of character. I feel like this has happened to our characters in literally every campaign. There has been one scene where my character gets in a car and your character's already in there.
Probably.
This is the kind of characters you play. The kind that surprise and are surprised by others in cars.
What's worse, this or you walking into your quarters and me being there?
Yeah, fair point. Okay, so
Suddenly the cargo loader starts playing Careless Whisper.
and so yeah, so,
we already played Crack's Careless Whisper earlier. Somebody said with the proper modifications.
The cargo loader just gets underway, and Crack will steer it to where it's headed.
Where are
It
we
doesn't
going?
take.
Maintenance bay.
Okay. You know, you should really not just drive off by yourself.
Everyone else is occupied with things.
It's stupid and selfish.
Noted.
I'm just gonna say that. And then she pats him on the shoulder and just waits quietly unless he has anything to say.
No. Are we able to find our way there?
Yeah, no. With the map that you got with the layout previously acquired, maintenance bay. In there, fine. There are a number of tools and armor plates, and things that you could take for repairs on the ship. There's a couple thousand credits worth of like ship repair materials in the bay. In addition to an oil bath. The oil bath is built into the room, so you'll have to be creative to get it out of it if you want that. You could also just build an oil bath and take the oil out of it. There are a few gallons worth of oil as well. That would get an oil bath, and about 10 repair patches.
Okay. Yeah, I actually would like to see if there is a way to get the oil bath out.
Yeah, mechanics check difficulty. No upgrade.
Sure. This I can use manipulate on?
Yes, this one.
Okay. Are any of the Crabots with me? At least one. Have the other three reappeared?
Yes, the other three have reappeared by now.
Okay. All right. I would like to have them assist so I can get a bonus. All right.
I realized that I closed roll 20 switch dash rather than opening a new tab.
Wow.
Nice.
So
you take a look at it and you're like, there's no way I'm going to get this out of here without damaging the. Wait. Realizing then that this place is going to get blown up anyways, you basically, with the help of the crab droids, you basically carve out the room around the path, lift it up, put it on rollers, and tow it with the cargo loader. It'll take a little bit of work to integrate it with the ship itself, but you have just wholesale removed the oil bath.
Excellent. Okay.
Druids building Stonehenge style. I like it.
And then we'll take. I assume since we're taking the whole goddamn room, it's not too much of an issue to take everything that was in the room. Yes.
No, not.
Okay. So, how many credits worth of starship materials?
2,000 credits worth of repair materials for the credits, or for the starship. and
Okay.
repair patches for droids.
Okay.
2 extra gallons of oil.
Got it.
And the oil bath.
I'm trying to remember the Shio. I think does have some damage to it. I know not from the loader, but no, it looks like it doesn't. So okay, hull trauma's at 0.
Shio's a little big to put in an oil bath anyway.
What's that? Yeah. Okay. I mean, fair, but I'm just talking about the repair materials. If we had to use them immediately, but we can bank them. Okay.
I'm not gonna make you roll. You get the oil bath installed. Where do you want to install the oil bath? So oil bath, by the way, it's that the one that's seen not in the episode 4, but the first Star Wars movie. It's that thing that 3PO was sunk into. So it's like a slightly large bathtub. It's not a huge thing, but
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a logistics question. This is an out of character question.
Yes.
How does a bath work on a spaceship? That does not
like an actual like a normal bath? Well, you have pressure running through the mechanics of the vehicles, so like you've got
and I understand how that works when you have
filters.
artificial gravity in space. But when you are leaving space, how does that work?
How do you mean?
Liquid sloshes. Liquid moves.
Yeah.
It has a lid.
It's a lid.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I've never seen one with a lid.
You don't want to be sitting in the oil bath.
Never
when
seen a
the
bath
ship is
with
entering.
a lid.
Oh, I've seen baths with lids.
They're called hot tubs.
I was gonna say hot tubs. Yeah,
I've
That
cleaned
is
a
not
lot
a
of
bath.
houses, so but no,
not with that attitude. It's
pencil.
not.
There are particularly several kinds of like walk-in baths for people that can't sit down very easily. Will have tops to them that can be open and closed as well.
Okay, I'll give you that one. I will, however, say that I certainly have never walked into a hot tub and come out cleaner than I was before.
It's not about getting clean.
That's a
it's
personal
about...
decision, Jeremy.
Hot tub, no. But...
Somebody
hot tubs carry an adequate amount of liquid. I'm not sure why we keep going on this, but we are.
I'm amused.
The point being, you shouldn't be sitting in the oil bath when you're entering Atmo.
You'll get all pruny.
Yeah.
Or probably hyperspace either. That seems like a really bad idea too.
Or it's just a more viscous liquid like Jello baths.
Anyway.
Actually,
which
the
case
Star
this is
Wars
all a
version of
non-issue.
Mile High Club is having sex in an oil bath while the ship goes into hyperspace.
Not in an oil bath.
That
will
seems
kill
really
humans.
unhealthy for organics.
Yes, it would be.
That's having sex in a
why there's
regular
only a few
bath
people
while it's
that
going
have
into
done it.
hyperspace.
Where is Nerys as we get back?
Nerys is in their room.
Also, when you get back, you see that Graz has assembled out in the docking bay, but outside the ship. Graz has been assembling a pyre out of basically a bunch of spare materials that were around. The pyre itself isn't going to burn because it's mostly metal and things, but you have like a ship engine that you have like a spare ship engine. You've flipped upside down and put on the bottom of it, so anything that gets on top, it's gonna burn quick.
Yep.
All right. Is Nerys in evidence?
Mm-mm.
Okay. We'll pull back up then. Grants, do you need a hand?
No. Everyone will be able to take an opportunity to visit the lab. And then in about an hour.
All right. Then Crack will go into the ship, try to find Nerys.
Nerys is in their room with the loading screen on, ping pong, going back and forth, little screensaver.
Nerys, I brought you a room. Where would you like it?
Sorry. What?
Come with me, please.
Yes. Do I need my
get-
medical equipment?
No. And Crack will walk to the cargo bay and just sort of gesture at the the oil bath and everything attached to it.
I think
Ah,
Red has taken to standing roughly near the door, just because it seems like people are going in and out.
that's fair.
Leanna's still sitting on the cart.
Wow. What did you want to ask me about this? You are capable of installing this yourself?
Yes, where would you like it?
Wherever
can
there
put-
is room.
Very good. Is there still room in what we're calling engineering? It seems
Yeah.
like that's getting pretty full.
I mean, there's room in engineering.
I mean, so
Yeah,
theoretically,
an oil
would
bath,
that
if you look at the you look at the bathrooms on the map,
Mm-hmm.
the oil bath is about the size of that shower.
Oh, okay. All right. I was picturing something much larger.
You can integrate it where you could put it in Nere's room if you wanted.
I was just gonna say, could we put it in Nere's room?
Yeah.
Would you like it in here?
Yes, that would be ideal.
While you are using it, I will need to come and administer to you. Will that be fine?
Yes.
All right. And Crack gets out whatever the Star Wars equivalent of a chalk measure is and starts marking off space.
Which is probably about when Graz comes over the comms. If anyone wishes to view my sister's body before she rejoins the cycle, you have an hour. Click.
Powers back down. Screensaver time.
Crack will find a safe spot temporarily to put the oil bath, and then we'll just go and sort of, I guess, be in the lab. And if anyone comes in, he will step out, but we'll be nearby.
Korthrath will look over at Avasia and, do you want to go?
I would.
Go on. I'll keep watch.
All right. I won't be long.
Listen to the Crack.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
that's
Someone
exiting, Leanna's like, if you want to go, I am standing right here. I am sitting right here. Other people can watch things.
that was to
You-
whom? I'm sorry.
That was the Korthrath.
To the
Okay.
person still outside. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you not want to go as well?
I kind of already did my thing. And I wouldn't say this to anybody else because I know it's gonna make people angry and think that you're not, whatever. That's just organic matter. That doesn't that's nothing.
I follow you for that, for whatever it's worth.
But yeah, no, I'm good.
I may not look it, but I am at least moderately aware of the workings of the Force.
Yeah. I know. But yeah, so I was just saying, if you want to go, I got this.
It's all right. Speaking of which, as Korthrath turns and looks over at Red, who is standing nearby, presumably.
Yeah.
Oh. Hi.
Yes, you've
Hello.
you've met me once before. I am Korthrath, and should you prove to be problematic or an enemy of us, I will likely be the last person you will see.
I'm Red.
Hi.
Suppose this is the part where you want a demonstration.
No. I just want to give the warning.
I don't give warnings.
I get a sense you don't need to.
I give the warning only so that people are aware and I don't have to feel like I didn't do my due diligence when I am forced to kill someone.
Professionalism. I get it.
For all that said, welcome to the show. I hope I don't have to.
You get a sort of nod. Thanks.
That's a temple guard's weapon.
Z looks down at it. Seems pretty hollow now, but yeah.
Were you in training to be a guardian?
I hope to be.
The grand paths laid out before us and how we fall from them.
Or are pushed off.
Or jump off, as the case may be.
Not sure how much your droid told you. But I'm not with the Republic or the Empire. And to be
Good.
honest, I don't have much love for the Republic.
Good. Neither are we, and neither do we.
Because they suck.
Well, also,
However,
whether or not I cared about the Republic, they have a negative disposition towards my kind, so.
Also that. And he's awesome. So
we'll see where this goes then.
I will ask what color the blade is.
Flicks it on. It's blue. It's a very traditional blue. And tell me it's blue. Flicks it back off.
I
got the hilt color wrong. Portent of to come.
I understand the Miraluka don't perceive color as the rest of us do.
We don't perceive any of it. We can choose to extend our senses with the Force to approximate what others see as with sight, but I do have more experience with the Force than some of my people, so I find other uses for it.
Well, I might not know much about your people's culture. I do understand that, typically speaking, there's a face covering associated. Was yours taken by these slavers?
Yeah, but it's not something I need anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much a cultural Miraluka thing as a cultural Republic thing.
That makes sense.
And Red will brush hair out of the eyes to reveal the sort of empty socket weirdness that is where Miraluka's eyes should be. It's generally considered disconcerting or impolite.
I've seen far more disconcerting images over the course of my being raised in the Empire. Someone who simply does not have eyes but has the sockets where they should be doesn't even cause a flinch, honestly.
Cool. Well, I got no idea what that would look like, certainly.
I've always been curious how the Mirror Luke could see the world.
Close your eyes. You can still hear where I'm talking from.
Hmm.
You can still feel the AC. You might even be able to hear that we're in a pretty big space right now. You can hear that the ship is small or sounds echo differently. I mean, I could also teach you how to use the Force to see, but
I more refer to that without the augmentation of physical sight.
Yeah.
It's been some time since I've been able to sense things like that with the Force by itself. But I always had the benefit of eyes to counterbalance as well.
Avasia. Is there anything specific you wanted to do, or are you just going in to see?
There is anyone else in the room?
Crack was, but Crack leaves when you come.
Okay.
Yeah, Crack is if no one else is in the room when Avasia arrives, Crack is in the room, but will just when he sees Avasia arrive, will just head down, move out past her unless she stops him, and stand
She will
outside the
not.
door. Yeah.
He can absolutely leave. She will walk over to Kitty's body and place a hand on the Wookiee's shoulder and just say, I was never the best to you. You were always kind to me. I promise that I will watch over Gross for you. And with that, she will walk back out.
Is anybody else going to go see Kitty before the hour's up? As a no. All right. So an hour passes. Draws.
Graz will go up to the lab, take the ingredients out of her paws, set them aside, make sure that the clothes aren't going to shift too much, and just pick her up. They'll carry her out through going down the stairs past the cabins and out that far door, which I think was the one that we first came in when we got back and we're attacking the droid. The one that
It's the principal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Walk over, lay her down on the pyre.
The at this point, a large number of people that you freed from slave collars are sort of gathered around the pyre at the moment.
Graz will sort of clasp and unclasp their hands for a minute, and then turn to face whoever's gathered.
Crack has followed along with Graz.
I don't know if any of you are familiar with my people's customs, but we don't talk at moments like this. So Graz will turn back to the pyre and just stand there for about a full minute or two, just absolutely silent. And then turn on the engine.
Whining sound as the engine placed beneath the fire begins to kick off, and then an eruption of blue and white fire as it just rips up through the pyre like an engine starting into. Normally, pyres take a little while to disintegrate a body, but this goes very quickly as you see there is Kitty, and then there is particulate, and then there is nothing. As Kitty is reduced to atoms by this engine.
Deactivates the engine.
There's some scarring on the, but otherwise still intact.
And turns back and just sort of addresses the crowd. Use your freedom well, then. It was bought dearly. And they'll just go and shut themselves in their cabin now.
As you finish that sentence, everyone that is force sensitive in the area feels pressure. A kind of intense fire almost from above you.
We should go. We should go now. We should leave.
Zelda looks up. That's a lot earlier than we thought.
Go.
Is everything ready?
Give me a second. Zelda closes and then says, and turns his eyes closed over to Ilyana. Ilyana, could you look into the future for us?
Okay. I don't really want to, but sure. Sure, I just have to be calm for this. That's fine. That's no problem. Totally good. You know. Ah, God. For blah 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 blah.
Also, someone has to make sure you wake up Nereis because they're essentially meditate sleeping in the
I
room.
don't know that Nereis is force sensitive or required for this battle.
No.
Okay. Yep. That's.
So
hey,
That'll do it.
How many days can you see in the future? Is it just the one?
I need to check and see because I did purchase upgrades.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
I can spend force points to see a number of extra days into the future equal to the duration. The number of duration upgrades. So every extra force point I spend gives me another one, so I can see 2 days ahead.
Okay, spending both points.
I mean, there's nothing else to spend. Well, do I want to do that or do I want details? Oh, that's hard.
I mean, I feel like they're here. I don't think you have to go too far ahead.
Yeah, but if I get enough details, my head might explode or something. No, detail's good.
Okay, let me look at
you foresee a single turbo laser bolt. And then there's a crater where Ilyana used to be.
I saw exactly half a second into the future.
Weird. That feels like a lightsaber in my gut. Oh. 4C, where are you? There you are.
All it says
details
is I
equal
can
to
take out
strength
a number
upgrade.
of specific detail equal to the number of strength upgrades, which is 1.
Yeah, so you get one specific detail. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the usual vague hints and nonsense.
You get vague hints and one specific detail. All right, cool. For one day.
Yep.
You see a figure robed in black with a red mask.
God
Standing,
damn it.
Standing aboard this is a red mask that is split in several ways, and you can see sort of a human face underneath it. Standing in the wreckage of a room aboard a space station.
Okay, hold on. Black robe, red mask, ruins of a space station.
Ruins of a room aboard a space.
Room aboard. Functionally, really, is there any difference?
Yes, because the space station is
I
still
mean,
functional.
yeah, because this right, and that's the listening
Yes,
post.
but
that-
assuming I was in the room, does it make any difference to me?
Eh.
Yeah, anyways.
You see a small, long ship. It's smaller than the It's smaller than the Shio, but it looks like it's built for speed, entering atmosphere. You see it landing, and you know, as you see the platform of the cargo bay dropping, and figures that this masked figure is approaching, you know that this is tomorrow.
Okay.
That they won't land until tomorrow.
Okay.
So like right at the edge.
Yep. Okay. Comes out of it, looks around. Are we still here?
Zelda's eyes
Why
closed,
are we
head tilt
still
back.
here?
Because there are Sith to... I count 3. So you are free to take the sheep leave if you so desire.
We had a mission, I believe, Ileana, to blow this slave camp into dust. And the equipment that we need to do it
What relevant
is
details?
held by those people that we all just felt.
What relevant details did you find?
Well, at least they're not arriving till tomorrow.
All right.
They're gonna.
That will give.
I know
That
what
should
this
hopefully
looks
give.
like stuff.
All right. Sometime tomorrow.
Sometime pretty close to, like, time's hard, but like, I mean, I'm hard regardless, but particularly look pretty close to the end of how far I could see.
All right. That's a lot more
But
information than we would have if you weren't here.
That doesn't necessarily, like, that could mean, like, oh, it's 3:05. It's going to be 3:05 tomorrow, or it could
be sooner.
Time's weird. Time's weird.
Could be sooner, though.
Could be definitely not later.
All right. Then that should hopefully give Crack enough time to parse through communication logs and make sure he has the correct codes and countersigns so that they'll actually land.
And wherever she is, she's pulled out like a piece of charcoal or something, and is just idly drying what you saw, the person.
So
on the ground, on the door.
Oh yeah, on the ground.
On red, whatever.
For Sarath, you recognize the mask that is being drawn.
As whom?
You don't know the person.
Another member of the Dark Council, then.
Not a Dark Council member.
Okay.
I
Oh,
was gonna
good, because
say,
then we'd be
why are-
super dead.
Then we are leaving, or
Yup.
I'm leaving with the ship, and y'all can stay here.
This is a mask that the apprentices of Darth Fluxati wear. All of his apprentices wear this mask.
Okay. Oh. This is one of Fluxati's apprentices.
Who's that?
Do I know what Fluxati is positioned as, or just a Dark Council member?
You know, Dark Council. You've gotten this information before, I believe. Dark Council.
Darth Fluxati.
Would I know anything?
You can give me a lore check. Difficulty 4.
Darth Fluxati is a member of the Dark Council. This is the mask worn by all of his apprentices.
What is apprentices like?
Yeah.
I don't believe I was ever sent to kill one of them, so I wouldn't be able to answer that directly. But considering they all wear his mask without consideration, subservient.
I think I told Corserath about the runes that I had seen, because I think he was the one that translated them for me. I think. I don't have it in my notes.
Yes. This this is not a mask that has runes on it. It's just a spell.
Okay, but
it
that
is-
name.
Yeah. That name is
Yeah,
relevant.
Fluxati was the one who wore the mask with power on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's also relevant.
Yep.
But yeah, these are it's sort of a you've seen the full mask, not just the version Ilyana saw was just the face because this person is wearing black robes with a hood on it. The full mask is a black. It's a black mask that covers the back band, not the top of the head, but band around the back with red, sort of in a broken Sith rune. It's not quite a rune, but it's like almost. That shows the eyes and bits of the face through it. Not a full face mask. I mean, it is a full face mask, but it's a broken full.
Yeah, it's a patchy face mask.
Yeah.
I can't speak to their combat prowess because the term apprentice, as far as the Sith is concerned, goes everywhere from just found by a Sith Lord to ready to kill your master.
Right.
But the fact that we felt his anger from here means he's not an inconsequential, Zelda said. I imagine he found my handiwork. And there is definitely a smile on.
Yes, we are feeling him from the orbital station above.
Well, that's quite a beacon.
Remember, Sith deal in fear more than power. If they express their anger, it's to cow you into submission. Don't let your fear control you.
He is doing the equivalent of shouting loudly and hoping we duck.
I feel bad for his room.
Well, Ilyana, are you up to completing the mission, or?
I mean, yeah.
I realize I don't actually get a say in this, but
You absolutely do. If you need to leave, we're not going to stop you.
I can fight Sith. I'm fine with that, but my personal interest right now is to get these people out of here. Most of them aren't me. To my knowledge, I was the only one in my situation.
Well, we don't have the capacity to get all of them out by ourselves. I believe that was part of our plan, was to conscript their ship to carry the rest.
Not to mention the
Have whatever plan you want. I'm just experienced enough to know that a Sith can leave a lot of collateral damage.
Jeremy?
Doesn't matter.
Sorry.
We could allow these people to leave the base here, but I seriously doubt this planet will be more hospitable to them in the future than it already has been.
Plan
Feels to
control.
me our best option is to conceal them as best we can and hopefully give them an open back door in case things go very, very badly.
Leave somebody with them when we face the Sith. Somebody who can fly them out of here in a last-ditch effort to get as many as possible.
Red?
Wherever you need me.
I'd suggest Red and one other.
I can fly and I can fight, but I'm more of a ranged fighter.
All right.
Other than that, my stats are bad at everything else.
Zilda pulls out comlink and beeps Nere's directly, who is not out there with them. Because
there's a moment, and then they come back on. Yes.
Nere's, you might want to join us outside. We've just had some new information that is pertinent. Built in.
Ah, yes. Apologies. And they come out of the ship. Yeah, and I assume I don't feel any of that because I'm Thanks.
Yeah, so
briefing.
So long as you're suppressing, you don't feel the.
Yep. What?
Of course, Vasia, can you tell us anything about what sort of combat we are likely to face? Some Jedi and Sith are very good, for instance, against blaster fire.
Well, Sith in general, the 7 forms are known to the Sith as they are to the Jedi. However, Sith don't tend to feel the restraint required to really master the less aggressive forms. They are less likely to be practitioners of Niman and Sarisu as they are to be aggressive users of Juyo and Ataru and other aggressive styles. If they use any style whatsoever and don't simply resort to bashing their opponents with the lightsaber as hard as they can.
Also, there are many Sith that, not bastardized, but there are a lot of there's
hybrid styles.
There are a lot of styles that are similar but different to the Jedi form.
If that's assuming they don't just create their own instinctive style that will be forever lost once they die because no Sith ever writes anything down, apparently.
Well, they do. Just the ones that write it down don't die.
Or they do what any sensible Sith does, and they put it in a Sith holocron where you have to become evil to read it. I mean,
the classic Jedi v Sith experience is a Jedi using the Jedi and Sith using the same style, but the Jedi with both hands on the lightsaber hilt and the Sith with one hand out to one side and the other open, even though they're both using the same style.
Mm-hmm.
Because they do have that manipulation. Yes.
Question on briefing stuff. Would Korsrath have said the specific name or not? Because that matters in how Nere's responds, basically.
Probably, yes.
Okay. Cool. Right.
We need 2 to stay behind. I would suggest 2 to stay.
Would I know anything about individual apprentices of Fluxati, or are they all basically faceless to me?
You never interacted with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know something about apprentices to powerful Dark Council members. They tend to be Dark Council members tend to take apprentices that have very different personalities to theirs. typically because they're easier to manipulate. Like a Dark Council member like Fluxati, who is very calm and calculated and almost like, would probably have apprentices that are very brash and loud. And
Very aggressive.
If the anger spike felt is any indication, this one is probably very brash and loud.
Yeah. If I were to take a guess, the apprentice above us is more controlled by their rage than anything else.
All right. So
Say that different. Say that one more time. I need to get the order right.
I said, if that apprentice above is more controlled by their rage than anything else.
Yeah. That's accurate to say.
So
Could
who stays behind then?
Darius? Mara.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were trying to say something else.
No, it's okay. Urius was having a moment. It's good.
Nereus, this is something related to you. Would you rather stay away from it?
No. Is there a way to lure them into a trap if they are brash as you say they are?
That was the entire plan, says Aaron, because Red doesn't know this.
This entire thing is a trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that is the plan.
We are
That-
luring
that
them
was already
into
the
a
plan.
trap.
Yeah. How are we going to leverage this trap to our advantage?
Well, the idea I had, feel free to suggest others, would be wreck them to an empty docking bay and be there when they would, as they begin to come off the ship, attack from the sides and kill
The docking bays have turrets in them, don't they?
Yes.
I think Crack and anyone else good at gunnery should probably be manning the turrets in the docking bay so that we have the least number of bodies exposed to lightsabers that can't quite avoid them.
Wise.
Aside from that, be prepared for anything. Sith are unpredictable, primarily.
Ileana, did you see? We have 3 by the Archon's count. Did you see if they have any other troops with them that they might be bringing along?
I saw the one guy really fucked up his room.
Cast a long
And-
shadow.
And I saw the ship, smaller than ours. Saw him exit. Yeah.
All right.
Ship is smaller than ours.
Probably everybody dies at 24 hours and 5 minutes.
Very reassuring.
If their ship is smaller than ours, they likely don't have a much larger complement than we do.
On the ship.
I will remind you that your ship can house a lot. You just don't have them.
Yeah. They're more
Much
likely to have
larger.
a
I
lot
didn't
of
say it
people.
wasn't larger. I said it wouldn't be much larger.
All right, then. Well, I suppose preparations are the next order of business.
They're not fitting a platoon on that ship.
No.
They may not need one.
I would suggest healing. We have new medical supplies and repair essentials. I would suggest making sure your gear is up to date. And anyone who doesn't need rest and healing, familiarize yourselves with the layout of the day. Let's make the most of it.
Right.
Most heavily injured get priority on the back to tanks.
Which still leaves us with the question of who will remain with the ship.
All other tactical decisions remaining constant, I would say Red and Crack if we're concerned primarily with making sure the refugees have the best chance for survival after takeoff.
Crack, have you got particular preference?
Crack shakes his head.
And you could fire from the ship. You fired the cannons before.
Yes.
But yes, but they won't reach the other docking bay, I assume.
I don't
Not
know.
from the ground.
Well,
No.
pilot and engineer, what are the odds of being able, once our trap is sprung, to maneuver our ship to block their exit and potentially bring fire from outside?
Wait a
Lower
minute.
if we've got it full of vulnerable people, but easy enough normally. If I'm piloting, I can shoot too.
I just want to make sure I understand. Are you saying use our ship to block the entrance so that nobody can shoot in at us or whatever?
No, using the ship to provide fire support and prevent them from getting in their ship and trying to leave.
Oh, okay, fair. I was very confused there for a moment.
Shio will be the lid on the bin, as it were.
John, do I know if this facility has tractor beams?
No, you do not.
What are the odds they have a tractor beam lying around somewhere?
Crack, you've got the plans.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do I know if the facility has tractor beams?
Because Star Wars tractor beams in this system are terrifying.
Yeah,
they really are.
The docking bays do not have tractor beams per se, but they do have ship locks where they can prevent a ship from taking off once they're in a docking bay.
Would it be possible for Crack to set that up so the ship lock for the other landing bay could be engaged remotely?
Possibly. Have to wire the Shio you'd have to wire the Shio systems into the work of the facility itself, and you wouldn't be able to fly the Shio while you're tied in.
Okay.
In that case, just assuming that some of this is happening, mechanical conversations happening.
I mean, Craig is not saying any of this out loud, but
okay. Also, are you confident that you mentioned Crack would be the one to operate turrets? You'd be forgoing that if he were on the ship.
That's part of why I was considering whether or not the Shio could take a position outside the gate so we could still have turret cover.
I certainly think it would be possible for us to reposition once their ship lands. John, would it be possible to basically not do it remotely, but install a big red button for the ship lock that the less mechanically inclined members of the party could just punch as they run in?
You could have it set up and just be a handheld thing that works inside the facility.
Okay. Then Crack will say, we could combine that with a failsafe that would allow you all to engage the ship locks of the other hangar, so that once they land, it would be significantly more difficult for them to depart.
Is that something that you'll only be able to set up for a certain hangar, or just whichever one?
How many other hangars are there?
There are 8. There are 8 hangars total, so there are 7 others.
How long would it take to put in a button on each one?
You could make a unit like signals.
Okay. I can create a switch that would work for each of them.
Excellent. I'd hate to see this all go to pieces simply because
Oh,
they
dip.
decide to land at a place where we told them not to.
Everybody's posted up outside docking bay A, and they land in B, and we're all
Docking
like,
bay
"Oh,
C."
beans!"
They ignored the wet pavement. The wet pavement.
It's fine. It's
signs.
fine. We will just send them a message that says, "Whatever you do, don't go here. That'll really fuck us." And then clearly they'll go there because NPCs can't help but fall prey to reverse psychology.
Psychology. That's
The
right.
no docking signs were very clearly delineated.
All right. Well, sounds like we've got the makings of a decent plan then. Shall we get started?
On rest, yes. You all look
Yes.
like shit.
Don't we
Still
though?
bleeding.
I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Of course,
It
the rest
matters.
has at 0 wounds and 0 strain.
Zelda blinks. Sometimes it's hard to tell if humanoids are injured or not. You all look the same.
You are also humanoid.
It's just a grin from behind
Eh.
the mask.
Neres, would you
You have
mind
a
patching
point.
me up then, since we're here?
Yes.
Graz has 3 wounds and 1 strain.
Picks Graz up,
Currently.
puts him in the back of tank.
No, no. I think the
Head
We need,
I
we, need
think
to
I
set, we need to set up a back to dunk
Fix-
tank.
yeah.
Neres just throws beanbags at it.
You've got less than half, right?
Oh, well less than half, but
Cool. Here we
but
go.
not 0. So
So
You're fine.
I'm all healed. Look
You're
at
so
that.
healed.
You are all going to be resting and preparing. You don't need to make a roll for your computer's check, Crack. You already got enough access into the system that you don't need to
Okay,
make it if
cool.
you're trying to rig it from the.
Okay, thanks.
Everyone heals all of your strain just for resting.
Mhm.
You heal 1 wound. If you are resting in a back to tank, you heal 1 wound every 2 hours. So who's taking the back to tanks?
Who's still
Graz is
injured?
fine.
I'm taking the oil bath.
Like any amount still injured.
Crack still is. He still has 4 wounds.
Avazia has 3.
So the 2 of you take the back to tanks.
Yep.
Head first in.
The oil bath heals 1 wound every hour.
Okay.
Every 1 hour.
Uh,
Hang on. Actually, I might have that wrong. It might be 2 wounds every 2 hours.
if Crack has time, it does make things easier if he retrofits the ship for me, but
Oh, I already did that.
Yeah, that was easily done in minutes. Yeah. Healing and recovery.
2 wounds in 2 hours and 1
Yeah.
wound in 1 hour. It's the same ratio.
Back to tanks. 1 wound every 2 hours is it? All right. There are 2 different rates on the back to tanks because an incapacitated character heals at 1 wound every 6 hours. Neither of you are
Is
incapacitated.
the
so-
oil bath the same? I'm
Ow.
assuming.
The oil bath is 1 wound every hour.
Cool. It takes me
There
5
is.
hours.
Would you be willing to make another medicine check at difficulty 2 to see if you can get rid of Graz's residual critical injury from the first time we ran into that droid?
Have
Which I
already
forgot
done
he
that?
had. No, that was the
Okay.
first time that Graz has gotten any non-stim pack healing since we landed.
Yep, I'll do that. And why the hell not? I'll use all.
that's not true.
I'll
Magic
use a light
healing
side point.
counts.
That seems like a
That's
good
true.
idea.
And Red, I'm assuming people are going to allow you to take some armor.
Yes,
Yep.
if there's
Yeah.
still riot armor to be had if anybody wants some.
What is doing that? Does that give me an upgrade?
Gives you an upgrade, yeah.
Okay,
Upgrade
Yep.
to your roll.
cool.
Everyone should have armor now.
2.
Nope.
Except for Ilyana, who refuses to wear it.
Okay.
Jeremy,
Specifically-
relatable.
This was handled off screen, but Graz went to go see if Ilyana wanted armor, and Ilyana's response is, "When I die, I'm not wearing armor, so it doesn't matter whether I wear it or not."
No, that means if you wear your armor, you're not going
Not
to
gonna
die.
die, yeah.
You die because you're not wearing armor.
Mess with her logic.
Significant
It's-
flaws.
Okay, so where is the
Which
it's
Graz did
listed in
not.
the Force and Destiny core book?
Sorry, what was the question?
Riot Armor.
Riot Armor? Oh, it's not in the core book. It is in
Graz, I think I healed you critical.
Keeping the Peace.
Yay! Thank
It's
you.
called Crash Luck Armor. 0 defense, 2 soak, etc. It's on page 47 of Keeping the Peace. It's the
Got
first armor. It's not. It's called Crash Luck Armor. It is, in this case, Riot Armor.
I appreciate that they add more items in the expansion books because they're nice to have, but oh my god, it makes things harder.
Yes.
Yes, it
Everyone
do.
has had a chance to heal, rest, or eat. The next day. Are you setting up an ambush in the way that Zilda suggested, or is there any other kind of ambush you'd like to set up? Say, when call, direct them to the thing, and then have fighters jump when they get off the ship.
That seems like a decent plan.
Yep, seems like a decent plan. One of us should have the engage the ship locks rando button.
Mm-hmm. Also, anything we can do to add cover. In case there are a lot of them, it's good to be able to hide.
Yeah, drag some crates in there and shit.
Yeah, you can drag crates around. Does anyone want to take the LMG with you?
Oh, what was that again? Is that the giant?
It's a ranged heavy.
I'm good at ranged heavy, but I will not be there, so
Oh, we'll leave that to you then. That's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
I'm
think we
better at
leave that
melee.
with Crack for things when people because Crack I think was the only one that had ranged heavy, right?
Yeah, and it's you need with the current modifications to it, you need strength only 3 to be able to use it. So it's not as
you
bad as it
need
was.
brawn 3 or what?
A brawn 3, yeah.
Okay.
If it's not
I don't have
if it's not braced.
Right. If
Yeah,
you're free carrying it, yeah.
It normally needs 4. He put a strap on it, which reduces by 1. Was there, by any chance, a gyroscope in the armory? Gyroscopic stabilizer. Okay, worth asking. I thought.
So the ship comes. You send the directions in. The ship radios in. Get directions, and it comes in. This long, almost you guys have seen junk pile. You guys have seen junk ships. This looks almost like a junk ship, but not quite. It's more. That's sort of your first thought is that this is a junk ship, and then you realize no, this is a ship that looks like it's flown through a star. Like it looks like all the exterior plating has just been peeled off to reveal this industrial mechanical underside. As it lands in the docking bay. Initiate the ground locks, the ship locks. And you all ignite your lightsabers. Prepare. The cargo ramp lowers down, and you hear the sound of footsteps. I don't know if you're Jedi or not, but I would suggest talking first. And you hear the distinct sound of a bomb being primed, and this person just holding out for visible a detonator. After all, I've picked up some new guests that would very much like to meet you. And that's where we're going to end for this week. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.